first year of studies is a department designed to help students transition from high school and to become self-authors of their intellectual life here at the University of Notre Dame. My work there consists of helping students to pick classes that work with the kind of intellectual process they're trying to engage in, as well as the majors that they're trying to choose. And so we help them to kind of navigate and discern where their path will lead them and the resources that will help them along that path that we have here at the university. My research interests cross a number of different disciplines. Most importantly is the systematic theology, and then in addition to that, decolonial theory and coloniality studies. And what I'm really interested in is the intersection between theology and the legacy of colonialism. My current research deals with African American Christianity and the cultural production of the blues. And what I'm looking at is how the blues and Black American churches deal with this legacy of race in particular and class, and how their cultural productions give them tools to kind of mediate their experience and their understanding of the divine. Notre Dame is a wonderful place for me to pursue my research interests, particularly because of some of the departments and programs here. I'm very much involved with the Africana Studies department and have been almost from the first few weeks that I arrived on campus. They were very welcoming and very interested in my research, and I was just met by a department that is truly interdisciplinary. In addition to that, most poignant have been my colleagues in the first year of studies. All of them are intellectuals in their own right, and we've had very powerful conversations about how we balance our intellectual and academic pursuits with the practice of advising. And we really do not see these things as being separate from one another. In addition to the first year studies and Africana studies, I would say the Institute of Advanced Studies has invited me to be a respondent a couple of times, and the conversations there with scholars from different parts of the world, as well as some of our own local scholars, have been very enriching to help me think about my own scholarship. I'm also engaged with the Center for Social Concern. There, I've been invited to participate in the Community Engagement Faculty Institute, and I'm looking forward to using the classroom as well as my research as a space to bring students into closer engagement with the South Bend environment, particularly the history of South Bend and its relationship to the blues. My intellectual practices, or my practices of mind, so to speak, are very much rooted in reflection on a divine reality. And what I've seen in those institutions early on was that the practice of the intellectual life, of scholarship, and service in the community is so much more enriched, from my perspective, by people who have a wonder about the divine. And that wonder about the divine, I think, gives us a certain type of a level of compassion and empathy for those of us who may be experiencing marginalization and other forms of victimization.